Hi everyone. If you're like me, you like to eat healthier than not, and I've been trying to make my own granola bars out of oatmeal and a few other ingredients. So I thought I would share with you this next batch of bars that I make. So I'm going to share with you the ingredients to pull out of your cabinets. Hopefully you'll have most of this stuff, and maybe you could follow along. So I'm going to share with you what you need. So let's get started. Okay, here's my nice recipe. It's kind of a work in progress. You can see I've been modifying the oven temperature. I think about 375 for 30 minutes is good, so why don't you preheat your oven for 375. You can pause it here to look at everything. Otherwise, I'm going to share with you what I have. It's always good to use some of the ripe bananas that you have, a little bit riper than you'd want to eat raw, but it's perfect for this. Here I have some dried blueberries. You can really add anything you want. I like adding chia seeds because that's a superfood. Rolled oats, whole grain oats. I like to use this Bob's Red Mill because I guess it's a little bit better. They don't use all the chemicals in the processing of it. Can add cinnamon. I'm going to try this. This is some organic cacao nibs that my wife had, and she wasn't using them, so I'm going to throw a few in this batch. I have a few pumpkin seeds left, so I'm going to throw those in. I like using a little bit of peanut butter. Sometimes I leave that out to avoid some of the nuts, but got that. Get your mixer, get some parchment paper, and line a tray with parchment paper, and remember to preheat your oven to 375. Okay, first you want to take about 4 or 5 of the ripe bananas and put them in a mixing bowl. I usually break them up a little bit. It makes it easier to mix them with the mixer. And then if you have a couple of the other ripe bananas left, what you could do with those is peel them, break them up, put them in a Tupperware container, and throw them in the freezer and use them for shakes after your morning workout. A couple things I forgot to have out was some baking powder and vanilla. I really don't measure these too much, but baking powder, I put in about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I don't know, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm not quite sure what it does, but I throw it in there. Trying to get some more crunch to these bars, so we'll see how that works. With the vanilla, I just squirt some of that in. It's not rocket science, but the big thing you want to do is take some of the oats. I throw them in a coffee grinder, and I'm basically going to make some oat flour out of this. Just grind it up for a little bit. Then you have some nice flour, and throw it in, and we'll be ready to start mixing. Before I turn the mixer on, I like to smash them down a little bit. Try not to make as much of a mess, but I know the mixer's made to turn on, so I'm going to turn it on. See how it's starting to turn into a little doughy mixture. I'm going to grab a spatula and get the dough around the edges. After getting the mixer out from around the edges, I'm going to add some of this other stuff. Natural peanut butter. This kind of gives it the nice oily fats that everyone craves when they have a snack. They want to have something that's pretty satisfying. So I add some of that. I'm going to add the rest of these pumpkin seeds. Take some chia seeds. Chias are like a substitute for eggs as well. Not quite sure how that works, but that's what I hear. Cinnamon. Cinnamon's another superfood. Take the rest of my blueberries. Add a lot in there. And then I'm going to try some of this cacao. These cacao nibs. Ooh, that might give it some nice chocolate flavor. I've used just some of that cocoa powder before as well, and that's been pretty good. But I'm going to mix this up a bit and then just fold in some more oats after I get this mixed. Starting to look like cookie dough. Okay, so this is what it's looking like before I fold in the rest of the oats. So I'm going to just take this, and on my recipe I put in 2 cups of oats folded in last. So that's about, oh, that much. Like I said, it's not a science at this point, but I'm just folding these in because I've tried mixing them before, and when I mix it, it basically tears up the oats, so I lose that consistency that I like for the bars. In fact, this is absorbing nicely, so I'm going to add the rest of these, and then we'll be able to scoop them out after I get this mixed up. Okay, this is what it looks like all mixed up. You can kind of see the consistency. It's pretty thick and doughy. What I'm going to do is use this spatula and pull out like chunks like this and put them right on the parchment paper and tap them down a bit. So it's not going to look like a cookie. It's just going to kind of look like a blob. I flatten them out so they cook evenly. Kind of makes them into little bars. I really don't care too much what they look like. In fact, I kind of like having different sizes of them, because when I pull them out to eat, sometimes I want more than a little one and less than a big one. So small sizes are good too. Here they are, and they're ready to go in the oven. And we'll put them in for about 30 minutes. Thanks everyone for watching this video, and if I get more subscribers, I might actually make some more videos. I consider myself a jack of all trades, master of none, so why don't you leave a comment of a video that you'd like me to make, and I'm sure I could make it. Between me, my dad, and YouTube, I can figure out how to do about anything. Let's check on these cookies. Actually smells kind of like banana bread pulling these out. But there you have it. There's the cookies. They're look to be pretty good. They're not too brown on the bottom, so I think I'll let them cool down and stick them in the fridge.